Jessica, and guess what I'm here to talk about? Things that people lie about. Baby, I have been sitting up here today and I've just been thinking. I talked to one of my homegirls, Drika, and had a whole long conversation about a few things in life. And I want you to go down in the comments and let me know if this is relatable to you. Because I know if two or three come together, it must be true. Okay? Now, check this out. The first one is cursing. Do you know I know pastors that curse? I know pastors that smoke. I know pastors that drink. Why? Why? Why even tell that lie? That's a lie. Why even go there? Why not just be yourself and allow your parishioners to know that yes, you are human too? And why are you lifting up such a standard of being unrelatable? You know, you're putting yourself on a pedestal. And that's why a lot of pastors fail. Because they put themselves on a pedestal, and then their parishioners, they put them on a pedestal, and they forget that they are human. They are a human being, and they're going to make mistakes. They're going to do some things, and that they are doing things in the process of telling you how to live. They doing what they want to do. That's number one. Cursing, drinking, smoking. Who cares? And why do you care? You know, who cares? I don't care what you do. As long as you do what you were voted in to do or asked to do, and you do your job well, who cares about what you do in your personal time? I'm gonna give you a prime example. When I'm trying to think of the president, and the young lady had the dress, and the semen was on the dress. Everybody, the world was in uproar about that. I think I was the only person that saw that on television and said, who cares? I ain't got nothing to do with that. Bill Clinton. I don't care nothing about that. That's between him and his wife. I don't have, as long as he fulfills his job as president and he's doing the best of his ability while he's in that position, I could care less who he sleep with. That's between him and his wife. He ain't married to me. He filled a job that, you know, the people said that they wanted him to fill. After that, we don't have nothing to do with nothing. That's life. Two, another thing, it really boils my blood to hear people say this. I don't eat everybody's food. But you go to restaurants and you don't even know who cooking. You contradicting your own self. You don't eat everybody cooking, but you go to anybody's restaurant. You have no idea who back there in the kitchen cooking. When I used to work at S&S Cafeteria in Macon, one day this young lady, she came in, Caucasian lady. You know, I don't get it in the colors, but I'm just gonna break it down to you for you. She comes in and she says, I don't want her to fix my plate. Talking about me. Everybody back there in the kitchen cooking my color, but you don't want me to fix your plate. That shows me you in some kind of la-la land. Because Caucasian people own it, that don't mean Caucasian people back there cooking it. And then it's not gonna be Caucasian people always serving it. Three, why is it people cannot accept people for who the freak they are? Why are they always trying to recreate what God has already created? You have lived a life, the life that God intended you to live, to give you some kind of standing, some kind of knowing when it comes to certain things in your life. These things were created in your life, so when you came, you know, you crossed that path again, you can handle it a little bit better, or you can deal with it because you've already solved that problem in your life before. But so many times People come into your lives and want to recreate everything about you instead of accepting you just as you are. What's wrong with you? Why you can't be accepted? And what's so uncomfortable with them that they can't accept you? And if you around some people like that can't accept you, step, you deserve so much more. You deserve people that love you in your life. You deserve people that value you in their life. You deserve people that say, okay, well, she is who she is. She ain't hiding who she is. She ain't trying to, do the okey doke on nobody. She is who she is, and she's comfortable in her skin. And that's where you have to be when you are expressing yourself in life. Be you. How you gonna live on a planet and allow other people to express themselves and other people to be so vivid and so adamant and passionate about the things that they're adamant and passionate about, and then you sit on a corner with nothing to say when you were created to have something to say? You are in that moment because it's something to freaking say. You understand and feel what is going on. Be you. Lift up a standard against people that don't want you to be you. That's what you do. You lift up a standard because guess what? It's a group of people that love you just as you are. It's a group of people that ain't picking and judging. They're like, oh, I like you. It's something about you I just like, and they would uplift you and carry you into a whole nother land because you are who you are and you're not being nobody else's anything. Okay? 4, I hear people say they living by a book. I want to know what's the name of the book and who published the book and what year was this book published, because evidently you're the only person that has read this book, and this book is everything to you. No one else has read it. I'll give you a few minutes because there's a lot of us have those issues that we live by a certain protocol. You are the author of that book. No one has read it but you. It's not even published right now. So we have to live with inside your mind. Thank you, but no thank you. Keep your book and keep all this living by your book, because your book is not for everybody. Your book is for you, and that is how you see yourself and how you want to be in life. But when you get in your house behind closed doors, oh, that's when the cursing, the drinking, the smoking, the eating, the remaking. Let me tell you what such and such should do when you're living by this imaginary book. Because when you walk in your house, you lay that book down. Why not keep it a standing book in your house? Okay? 5. How many times have you heard people say, "Child, I ain't trying to control nothing. I believe people can do what they want to do." I'm hitting on mamas now. I'm hitting on children, and I'm hitting on politics when it comes to this. Mothers don't accept their children for who they are. They want them to live by a standard or relive through their children without even accepting their children for who they are and allowing them to be who it is they are. Children put all these stipulations on their parents and the perceptions that they want people to believe about their parents. Do it all the time. All these statutes and things being created by our government is no more than control. There is a law here in Florida that they want to do, and they want to start teaching young children at the age of 2 about sexuality. Why? Why is that the school system's responsibility. Why would you be talking to my 2-year-old about their sexuality? Another law here in Florida. Why do you want police officers and you want to call it keeping us safe? Let me tell you, it's the parents' job to know what's going on in their child's life. And if something was to happen, guess who you should hold accountable if the child is not 18? Parents need to be more responsible and quit passing the buck to other people to do what you should do anyway. You know, I was in a town hall meeting and the young lady said, she said something about teaching the children. First of all, this is, and my heart is really open when I say this. The government teaches you what they want you to know. And if there's anything else outside of the periscope which they put out in front of you, you have to look for that for yourself. They're not educating you properly. They're not educating you to truly succeed. They're not teaching you banking, accounting, any of that kind of stuff. Anything that would truly help you is not being taught. But instead of teaching things that are vital to a citizen or because see, I'm a citizen of heaven. You know, I'm over all of that. I'm superior, baby. I'm a superior being. And so are you. I'm saying you don't want to give our children value, but you do want to come in and police us while they're at school. And you do want to teach about sexuality. That's tragic. And that is a huge fail on society. It's a huge fail that we as a community would allow this kind of foolishness to happen. Let me tell you the quickest way to get your child taken from you. Since y'all don't know, the quickest way to get your child taken from you is children have imaginations. They have their own feelings and they perceive things the way that they perceive things. So let's say you and your child have a little uproar and they go to school and they got a little something to say. Okay? Now, because of their emotion, they're speaking. Okay? But they're speaking to people who will take it and run with it, take it and turn it inside out, and then turn your home inside out. Take your child from you because of miscommunication. And furthermore, misunderstanding. Now, am I saying, and I'm going to give you a prime example of what I'm talking about. When I was in high school, I had a great friend. His name was Donald Johnson. I wish I could re-meet Donald now. Donald was the bomb.com, okay? He drew and I did, I was Miss Art. So we had a lot of that kind of stuff in common, artistic stuff in common. And there were a few people at my school that you could clearly see were homeless. You could clearly see it. You could see it, baby. They came to school with the same clothes on every day, looking like no water had touched them, no kind of way. And why was it not nothing done? You want me to tell you why it was nothing done? Because it took one of them to initiate the conversation. You've got to give consent. Now you have children that don't understand that they shouldn't be spoken to, period, without their parent being there. Okay? Children that have emotions that are going through whatever they may be going through. their adolescence and their development, and they say something, and then the questions begin. And because you've taught your children to obey authority, they begin to answer these questions, which they don't have any dang business answering. They don't have no business asking your child nothing without you being there, and they under the age of 18. But because you pass laws that allow this kind of stuff to happen, because you lack knowledge of things that can truly harm you or someone you love in a way that is, as the government might say, well, we're only intervening because you're only positioning yourself to be intervened. You're only positioning yourself to get in the business of the people. You are only positioning yourselves to wreak havoc in homes. Now, do our children need to be protected? Yes, that starts at home. You know how many children die because parents have weapons and they don't lock them up? Then the child see the weapon, point, shoot, maybe itself or another. Do you know how often that happens? Probably don't. But statistically, that happens a lot. If you're going to have a weapon, be responsible with your weapon. If you're going to have a weapon, how about this? Get a license for it. And even with a license, guess what it's doing? Guess what licenses do? That's a whole nother show right there. That's a whole nother show. And I'm gonna put that one together for you. I'm gonna tell you what a license is and what is giving the government a license to do because of your license. At this point, where we're headed is saddening. At this point, I am so grateful that my children are grown. At this point, the thing I fear the most is that my grandchildren are in school. Now, as I see these laws passed, like it's a law in Texas where the governor passed a law where drag queens cannot read books to children. Now you're going into really desperate measures when it comes to that. Do you know children are being raised in all types of homes now? And that is very breathtaking that as a society, a collective, we are standing up for what we believe and standing up for our right to be with who we want to be with and all of that good. All of that is good. And I applaud each and every person that has taken a stand in that. You know, I had the kids walking around saying they have two mothers or they have two fathers. And, you know, and even if you look at RuPaul has children. Dressing in drag is a job for RuPaul. That does not make RuPaul a bad person. That makes RuPaul employed. Hello? Would you not a child be raised in a home where there's employment and it's not hurting anybody? Everybody is consensually walking through the door to see them perform or going online to book them to come to their birthday parties and all of that good stuff. I think that's great. And again, who are we? Let's say a child's father is a drag queen and the father wants to come to the school just as he is. You know, him and the mother, they are no longer together. They agreed to have this child, and he wants to play his role in the child's development, but he's not going to hide who he is to do it. Is that not honorable? Or look at how many people have lived in a closet because they were afraid to say who they were to their family, and especially as our colored people, black people, you know, too afraid to just say, I'm gay. So they go get this fictitious life and they have these children, and it's only so much they could, you know, they're denying themselves. And let me tell you what evenly yoked is. Evenly yoked is when you don't deny any part of yourself. I am who I am, and it is who I am equivocally. That's an evenly yoked person. Somebody that's not going to hide, has no, I'm not even caught up. Like you hear people say, well, they don't have to be that flamboyant. But then, have you ever walked a day in their shoes? Probably not. Do you know how they feel on a daily basis? Probably not. Uh, do you think that they're doing it for attention? Or do you think that's just who they are? Do you know how many children have been kicked out of their homes because they're gay? Now, I want you to understand what I'm saying. The home didn't make them gay. The home didn't do it because they grew up in this environment that was against it. Then they found themselves with these feelings and they couldn't express their feelings. And so when they finally decided to say something, the people that loved them the most are the people that put them on the streets. Do you understand how many young people right now are on the streets because their parents have turned it back on them? Now we're talking about love, loving the reward that God has given you. I'm not saying it's easy, as because I've been a parent. I'm not saying it's easy to go through those, you know, those ups and down periods, and the water is just rough, and life is coming at you, and the child is at school doing this and doing that, and you just, oh my God, why are you arguing? Don't be in school fighting, and you know I got to stop what I'm doing to come deal with this. I used to be one of those children. You know, my mom used to have to stop. Leticia, what you going through? Well, my teacher told me to shut up. And I told him, I'm talking. You shut up. And that's the truth. I told my teacher that. He told me to shut up. I said, look, I'm talking. You shut up. And he sent me to the principal's office. My principal said, Latuska. I said, yes, Mr. Hall. Why did you tell Mr. I can't even think of his name. Why did you tell Mr. such and such to shut up? I said, because I was talking. He saw I was speaking, and he decided to interrupt me as though I wasn't holding the conversation. But I've always been that way. That's not saying I don't respect people. I do respect people, but at the same time, I require the same kind of respect. I can't respect you if you can't respect me. It is what it is. I'm gonna tell you like it is. I can't respect you if you do not respect me. I don't have to respect you, and you don't have to respect me. So then, when we get to that place in our life, that means I ain't got to be around you, and I'm good. I'm good because I made it this far, and it's no more than confirmation that you will be a stress in my life. I don't desire to be stressed at all. I was in a relationship one time, and baby, when I tell you, this person used to frustrate me to the Holy Ghost, to the point where when we would get through going at it, I would have to go to sleep. That means it would knock me completely off my game. I wouldn't go back out to work because I didn't have the energy. I would be totally drained. And I looked at myself one day in the mirror and I said, oh, baby, this will never, ever, ever happen to me again. You must be cut. And as soon as I did that cut, guess what? My life went completely up because I loved myself enough to say, baby, I don't need this. You go take that to somebody that want to do that. I don't want to do that. You know, you got a problem with me going to work. Well, you've been to work. And so you can't take up. This is my life, and I'm going to take care of myself. I'm not going to depend on you to do it. I am not a child. I am an adult. And I should be going to work. I should be gathering my coins because I like to travel. It's things that I like to do. And if I wait on you to do them for me, it may not get done. And especially the way that I like for them to get done. So what am I waiting on you for? Why? What we doing? But you have to get to that point in your life. You have to get to the point in your life where only positive stuff can come your way. And not only that, you got to get to the point in your life where it's not important. It shouldn't be that important, another's opinion of you. Because it's only their opinion of what they think you are. A lot of people are on drugs and alcoholics because they're holding up a mask, being something that they're not. I'm looking for something to kind of show you what I'm saying. I just use this. Let's see. I use this. This is what they're doing. And behind the mask is the truest essence of the person. But they would rather do this and present you with something that look good, beautiful. But what's behind the mask? Too many people wear masks. Too many people, and this is another thing about masks. Let me explain what a mask is. My name is Latiska Powell, but that name was given to me. I am a daughter. Life gave that to me. I am a mother. I did that for myself. I am a grandmother. My daughter did that for me. I am a sister. My mother put that on me. I am a cousin. All of these things, and each one of those things is a mask. It's just mask. Every time you got a title, baby, it's a mask because it's a definition behind all of that. All of that is defining moments. So as a mother, you're supposed to do this. Let the world tell it. You're not supposed to make no mistakes. You're just supposed to know what you know and never not know a thing. Number one, nobody gets a handbook on how to be a mother. Life teaches you the best. Life is the best way to learn, living, experiencing. 2, when you become a grandmother or grandfather, whatever, that's a different level of understanding because you've gone through the raising of your children. And so now you kind of see the error of your ways and you want to do it a little differently because you kind of understand the concept of what you're supposed to be doing. You know, you want your grandchildren to eat better than what you fed your children. You want your grandchildren to dress better, be educated better. It's just certain things that you see that you could cultivate and add to their life. Okay, that's you maturing and becoming the best that you can be, and you wanting the best for others. I applaud that. Okay, but when it comes to all of these imaginary definitions that people put on you, that's mass lies and deception, not only to yourself, but to the people that believe the facade of the title in which you are carrying. If you're never authentic and you're never transparent and you're never just you, people will never know who you are. That's things people lie about, who they truly are. I believe I respect people who are themselves. It's nothing else I can do but respect them. They're not putting on a show. Every time you see them, they're going to be just who they are. And that's acceptable to me because I know how this thing is going to go, this back and forth is going to go. I'm going to be me and you're going to be you, and we're going to have a good old time while we're together. But now, if I got to sit at the table and I got to be what you want me to be, me may come out. And when me come out, you may not like me. But I can't get caught up in whether you like me or not, because I got to love me just as I am. I got to love me to be me. I don't lift up standards when it comes to people in my space. I like to see the authenticity of another. I like to see where they come from, come through. I like that. I like to know that I'm not being lied to and shammed. I do. I like to walk away knowing that, this is really good. I can see this going so far. I'm talking about way out there, baby. We're way in the ocean together. Because you just you. And then we have all of these opinions that we deem is right and wrong. Look, my girlfriend says to me, I said, well, right and wrong is only in your perception. She says, no, right is right and wrong is wrong. I said, okay, that's how you feel. I said, let me tell you something about your right. Your right could be right at this moment. Given another situation that would deem it right or wrong, in the situation, I'm gonna give you something good. It's right in the mind of people to know something and not say something until it happens to them. Then it becomes wrong. Somebody needs to say something. See what I'm saying? Right and wrong is a bunch of BS. It's only within the perspective of what you designate to be right and wrong. And if the situation reversed, baby, your right would be wrong. And you would see it for yourself. And then you would be in mass contradiction of everything that you've ever said. But because you're not an authentic person and you want to be. I used to tell my children this. Do not go running to see what is going on with somebody arguing. I tell my grandchildren this, my oldest grandson, you are nobody's father. Do not go fighting for your sister and brother and mess up your life. Because if they're out there with that all of that back and forth, you stand back and you understand Okay, well, we're gonna see how this run, how this go out. But if they know that you're gonna fight for them, guess what they'll do? They'll continue to cause havoc. Had another young lady, love her to death, and she was getting kicked out of school and everything for her sisters, for her sister. Just getting kicked out, baby. She was just fighting everybody. Just going through it, baby. She was in straight war. She got to be the protector of everybody. Come here. You know I love you. And I'm saying this because I love you. Now I want you to look at your life, and I want you to look at your sister's life. She's studying robotics. She's a debater. She's all these things over here. And she's going on about her mighty way, growing and doing what she needs to do for herself. In the midst of her growing and doing everything that she needs for herself, she is this with others. And she starts stuff. Look at life for what it is. You are getting put out. You are being expelled from schools and going through all of these changes. You are in a standstill, and your sister is this. Now, the only person that can stop this is you. And that you begin to love yourself and understand she is who she is. And she got to fight her own battles. She started, she got to end it. So that you can with your life. Do you know it took one conversation for her to get it? That's all it took, was somebody to just sit there and start the conversation off with, I love you. And I'm not saying this to hurt you, but I'm saying this to open your eyes. I know you love your sister. I love your sister. But you got to see your sister for where she is. You cannot afford to end up in jail because of your sister. Or you find those people that say things like, I'll call my brother and he'll straighten it. Well, that clearly tells me that you don't care nothing about your brother. And then that your brother's love for you supersedes the love that he has for himself. Because you could call me to fight your battle. You could call me to shoot nothing up. You could call me. What? Call me for what? What? I'm not going to mess up my life. I'm not going to do no time for nobody. None of that. How many people do you think are in jail right now because somebody made a phone call and they moved up their emotions or how they felt for them? When I used to drive cabs, got called to these apartments, a young lady get in the car, she crying. I'm saying, baby, what's going on? Well, somebody got raped in the apartments, and because the person got raped in the apartments, they ran everybody's name. And her boyfriend had a warrant, so they were arresting her boyfriend. I said, okay, well, calm down. You good? You good? And she said, yeah. I said, okay, well, he got to handle his business. But then she began to tell me what the warrant was for. Now, this young man's mother stole a television, called him, told him that she had lost her ID and she needed him to go to the pawn shop and pawn this television for her. And he did, because that's his mom. But he didn't know the television was stolen. So then when it came out that the television was stolen, his girlfriend was saying, well, tell the truth. And he said, no, I love my mama. I wouldn't put my mama in jail. But clearly your mother's actions put you in jail. And so how is her life important when she's putting you in a box? See, these are things that people lie about. And they call it love. That's not love. So I love you guys. I had to get this out because it was on my heart to kind of get us to think. And then for me to just kind of switch up. Since we have so many opinions, let me begin being opinionated about the things that I see. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make sure that I do it in such a way that it's an honor to get us to think. It's an honor for us to even begin to understand one another in another kind of way. You know, that allowing people to be who they are is essential. It's essential. We cannot control people. We cannot force our beliefs on others. We cannot force people to be who we want them to be. These are things that God gave us. These are God-given rights. You have the right of free will when it comes to God. As long as you are not hurting anybody or damaging property. Now, all this self-hate and hitting on each other and cussing each other out and tearing up property and stuff, see, that's something else going on right there. You know, anytime you can take your rage and turn it into destruction, that means there's other things going on. I had a friend that had misdirected anger. They would allow people to do stuff to them, and then they would come around us and take it out on everybody. Well, you know who stood up. I don't care what's going on in your life, but what you're not going to do with me is. And that's for real. Now, I don't care about nobody else. Ain't nobody else standing up but me. But I'm going to stand up for me. You can't come around me handling me the way you want to handle me, and I ain't did nothing to you. That's what we not going to do. And then, you know, the moment I said that, they stopped doing it to me. I ain't had nothing to do with nobody else. I'll just stand there and say, well, look, you're going to just keep allowing it. I guess you want me to stand up for you too, huh? Only space I'm protecting is mine. I'm going to protect children's space. I'll do that. I'm going to stand up for a child. Baby, I'm going to stand so hard and so grounded in the Lord for a child. That's a reward from God. I'll do that. I will stand up for my sisters and brothers. That I will do. If your rights are being overlooked and stuff like that, oh yes. I'm gonna have to give you some information, and I'm gonna be a supporter. But like I'm just saying, in regular foolishness and arguments and stuff like that, I don't get into that because I don't know what the root of it is. And that's another thing that we need to kind of stop. If you don't know the root of a thing, leave that thing alone, baby. Sometimes people deserve exactly what they get. And we always critiquing, well, they could have did it better. You don't know how much they took before they even got crossed that line to give them exactly what they asked for. Some people it don't take a lot for you to get it. I am what I am. It is what it is, and here you go. Other people will hold that stuff in and allow it to happen. And then finally get fed up. And when they finally get fed up, guess what happens? Someone gets hurt. When all they had to do was speak from the beginning. That's how tragedies happen. Or people proving themselves for another. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody. Love you, got to go. These are things that I see people lie about. And I'm gonna say them. Who gonna stop me? It is what it is. And if it hits you, that means you should reflect on it. Because I'm not talking to any particular person, not to any particular person, but I am saying it out loud so that you can reflect who you are. There's too many people out here want to judge, but the first person you should judge is yourself. Be true to yourself. Be ye true to yourself first. Know who you are, and then you can help somebody else, because guess what? You healed yourself. You worked on yourself enough to help someone else. But as long as you swimming in that murky water, you can't help nobody because you drowning. You drowning in your own lies. You drowning in your own deceit. You're drowning in your own con artistry. You're drowning. And until you take those masks off and reveal who you are, it is what it is. It's your girl, Latiska Power. Make sure you put a comment down here. I thank you guys for your time. Also, look at my link in my bio. Make sure you check out the Good Vibes radio station. I'm sharing a part of me with you, which is music. Music gives me life. And I wanted to create a station where positivity could come in. People with positive messages could be on there with nothing but high vibrational music. You know, people being as real as they could possibly be. Because I love, and I know that station is going to be amazing. Once it's doing its thing, oh baby, it's going to be amazing, because I see it everywhere. I see the platform growing, and I'm grateful that God even put it in me to do it, because the monies that's coming from that, I have some great ideas that I want to do right here in Jackson, and probably other places, but I know it's a few things right now that I see our children need right here in Jacksonville, because this is where I'm at. I'm going to start at home. This is my home now first, and then I can go other places. You know, as far as God takes me, I will go. God bless you. God keep you always. Let's pray this thing out. Father, thank you for this time that you have brought us together. Thank you for each and every last person that has taken their time to even watch this video. It was not my intention to be 45 minutes in, but thank you, Lord, for each listener. Thank you for each subscriber. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for life and the essence of these beautiful spirits that are watching, that can relate and that have a understanding of what I'm saying, creating me a new spirit so that the spirit in me can be more relatable to the spirit in others. God bless us. Amen.